A dog who tested blood should be put down. Wow, that myth is really hard and keeps going nowadays. It just makes as many senses as if I was wearing it, talking about that, and dog biting. Well, first of all, we need to know exactly what we're talking about. Because if we're considering testing like pleasure or like having blood in the mouth, well, we know for sure that dogs don't have the same testing ability as we do. We know if I don't leave anything aside, they can test, they can feel it and identify it: salt, sugar, bitter, cold, warm, spicy, and that should be it, if I haven't forgotten anything. You're gonna tell me, yeah, but how can it different a chicken from a carrot? Yes, he can taste everything with his nose, like he look, see everything with his nose as well. After that, that's gonna be the texture. Would that mean that he'll love the blood texture? I don't know. We would have to ask every dog about his preferences to what he has in his mouth. Then what are we talking about testing blood? Is that biting? Is that feeling blood? Because I know many dogs eating raw food, which means there's blood inside. Doesn't mean we have to put them down, all of them down. Because if we kill all of them just because they tested blood in their food, and we some kind of accessory to their crime because we provided that food, that wouldn't be fair. Moreover, if we consider some hunting dogs, they were men, they were built to do that. Not all of them, but some, they may chase, they may grab. That means sometimes when they grab, they bite so hardly, that so harshly, that they have blood, they may kill. Or they may just grab a killed one, like an opportunist. So that means they feel the blood. But in a way, they were made. They were made for that. So that wouldn't be fair to put them down for feeling blood, testing it, and we mean having it in their mouth, not taking pleasure in it, just because they did what they were made to do. So what kind of blood is it about? Is it your blood, a kid blood, the chicken blood, the one he managed to get after climbing over a fence? Almost dying rabbit in a forest? All of that matters. Another thing that matters is the context. I can tell you, if you switch on any radio station, even if I like that radio station, and you turn the volume up really high while I have a migraine, believe me, if I don't bite you to blood, you're gonna be lucky, really lucky. I might be in a very good mood, and you might have preferred that I would have bitten you. So I'm pretty sure that many of you would have the reflex to react as well in some kind of situations physically. That's not you are violent, or you mean to kill, or you mean to hurt physically. That's just some kind of reflex at times. If a dog is hurt, if he was afraid, if he was surprised and he anticipated something unpleasant, he might bite, but that doesn't mean he's gonna taste your blood, he's gonna like it and do it over and over just because he had your blood in his mouth. Sometimes you can have a puppy biting and hurting, especially with their sharp teeth. And knowing that the teeth keep growing until they're almost teenager, 6, 7 months. So that means sometimes they can have some holes with no teeth at all, and some adult teeth and some baby teeth. So that's going to be hard on them because it's hurtful. So they're gonna bite more strongly, but that doesn't mean they wanted to bite you, and they're gonna do it over and over. Dog that bites and maybe is not careful with his jaw doesn't mean he wants to do it again. Before considering a dog dangerous, we're gonna need to be careful to the context, to the situation globally. Because if it's just one time, if actually try to show many signals before doing that, and they were misunderstood, or they were not efficient, yeah, it may have ended with biting. But fortunately, that doesn't mean this is the end. We can go back on that. We can absolutely have him backwards to nicer signals. So no, blood in the mouth of a dog doesn't mean it's gonna be your dog in a horror movie. It's not gonna turn your life in a horror movie overnight. Well, if it does, I really recommend to go straight to your veterinarian to have many tests, because if it's overnight or even a few days, something is wrong with his body. But other than that, he may have considered that biting may be the most efficient solution for him to get what he needs. And sometimes biting, you can have dogs biting, but controlling their jaw, able to really inhibit the strength they use. And you're never hurt. So they never feel and never taste blood. And you can have just consider they just rest their teeth on you, that they don't control it, and they are the one dangerous, in my opinion. So let's put that myth to death.